You finally solve one problem, and within hours, a new one takes its place, almost like your mind went looking for it. Here's something nobody talks about. Your brain does not just tolerate problems. On some level, it actually needs them. Not because you are broken, but because of how your mind was built. And once you understand this, a lot of your behavior will suddenly start to make sense. Point number one, your brain was never designed for peace. Think about your ancient ancestors. They lived in a world full of real threats, predators, starvation, danger from every direction. Their survival depended on one thing, never stopping to scan for problems. The brain that constantly looked for what could go wrong was the brain that stayed alive. And here is the uncomfortable truth. You inherited that brain. The modern world removed most of those real threats, but your mind never got the update. It still runs the same ancient software, always scanning, always searching, always finding something to worry about. When everything is genuinely fine, your brain does not settle into peace. It gets suspicious. It starts asking, what am I missing? What could go wrong? And before you know it, it finds something, a small worry, a hypothetical fear, a problem that did not exist 5 minutes ago. This is not anxiety. This is your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do. Point number two, problems. Give your brain a job. Here is something most people never realize. Your mind feels more comfortable with a problem to solve than with nothing to do, because a problem means purpose. It means direction. It means your brain has a reason to engage, to think, to strategize, and that mental activity feels productive, even when it is not. Think about the last time you sat in total silence with nothing to worry about. It probably did not last long. Within minutes, your mind started drifting towards something unsettled, a conversation you need to have, a goal you have not started, a relationship that feels slightly off. This is not weakness. Your brain literally craves a target. Without one, it feels restless and purposeless, so it manufactures one, just to have something to work on. Psychologists call this the brain's need for cognitive engagement. Simply put, your mind would rather be stuck on a hard problem than be doing nothing at all. Point number three, your identity gets wrapped around your struggles. This is the part that stings a little. Some of your problems are not just things you're dealing with. They have quietly become part of who you are. Think about it. When someone asks how you're doing, how often do you answer with what is going wrong? The stress at work, the goal you cannot seem to reach, the habit you keep failing at. These things give you something to talk about, something to relate to others with, something that makes you feel real and complex and self-aware. If all of your problems disappeared overnight, part of you would not know who to be. This is called problem identity. Your brain unconsciously protects certain problems because letting go of them feels like losing a piece of yourself. Solving them completely would mean having to build a new version of who you are, and that is terrifying. So your mind keeps them alive, just manageable enough that they do not overwhelm you, just present enough that they continue to define you. Point number four, solving one problem immediately creates another. You have probably noticed this pattern. You work hard to fix something, you finally fix it, and instead of feeling free, your attention immediately locks onto the next problem. This is not bad luck. It is your brain protecting its own sense of alertness. Neuroscientists have found that the brain adjusts to new baselines constantly. Once a problem is removed from your life, your mind recalibrates. What used to feel fine before the old problem existed now feels like a new problem worth addressing. The threshold quietly shifts upward. This is why people who reach goals often feel empty afterward. Why finishing a stressful project feels good for a day and then hollow. Your brain was not built to arrive. It was built to keep moving, keep solving, keep surviving. The finish line is never really the finish line. Point number five, unsolved problems are a strange source of comfort. Here is the deepest layer. Some problems feel safer left unsolved, not because you're lazy, but because as long as they remain open, they hold a certain kind of hope. An unsolved problem is full of possibility. Maybe tomorrow you will fix it. Maybe next week everything will change. The problem staying open means the dream is still alive, but the moment you commit to solving it completely, you risk failing, and failure would hurt far more than the familiar discomfort of the problem you already know. So your brain does something clever. It keeps the problem present, but never fully engages with solving it. It lets you think about it, talk about it, plan around it without ever truly confronting it, because confronting it means risking everything. This is why you sometimes feel more comfortable in familiar chaos than in uncertain peace. Your brain is not working against you. It is working exactly as designed. But the design was made for a world that no longer exists. Understanding this one thing changes everything. You stop blaming yourself for having a problem-seeking mind, and you start becoming aware of when your brain is creating problems just to feel alive. The next time you notice your mind locking onto a problem, pause and ask yourself one honest question. Is this a real problem I need to solve right now, or is my brain just looking for something to do? You do not need to fix everything today. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is recognize the pattern and choose not to feed it. Awareness itself is the first step out of the loop. You were never broken for having a restless mind. You were just never told that your brain has a secret addiction to struggle. Now you know, and knowing is where the real change begins. If this helped you understand your mind a little better, consider subscribing. Every video on this channel is designed to explain one hidden psychological pattern that is quietly running your life, simply, clearly, so you can finally see yourself for what you actually are.